All right, folks, rolling there. What is vibrating? Oh, wait. Weird. What a weird time to be getting a call. Ain't that something? What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. Hope you guys and girls are enjoying yourself today. You already know who it is. It's IFBB PRO, and we're going to be talking about sacrifice and what I actually think it means. I'm going to give you my definition of sacrifice, and I hope that you guys and girls actually adapt to this definition of sacrifice so that it's a lot easier for you to do what you need to do and do what's required in order to get what you need, or at least want, out of life. All right. So if you're new to this, I'm going to let you know you can drop comments and questions. When you drop them, I will not be immediately responding to them. I will try my best to answer them at the end of the episode recording. All right. So just a little heads up for you guys and girls over there. So with that said, we're going to be diving into today's episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? Hope you're having an welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your returning champion, IFBB PRO, coming at you with another topic. And today I'll be breaking down how we should reframe the way we think about sacrifice. All right. So I'm going to be giving you my definition basically of how I think about sacrifice. And honestly, if you adapt to it, it might help you actually get the things done that you need to get done in your life so that you can honestly get what you need or require out of life, right? So doing what is required as opposed to, doing what you feel like doing or just trying your best, right? And we're going to do that by connecting sacrifice with the word, and obviously it's in the title. That's why you clicked it. Sacrifice with the word that I'm going to be talking about a little bit. All right. So pay attention. If you want success, we're going to talk about sacrifice and what it actually means and how you should think about it. All right. I want to help you reframe your mind when it comes to thinking about sacrifice and that word, which we're going to be talking about, success. Okay. So let's get into this one. If you have anybody that is in your corner or you know someone that actually might need to hear something about this and struggles with succeeding whatever goal that they have, let them know, share this out to them either now or afterwards. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Be that friend and uplift that person. Okay, so let's get into this. Sacrifice does not mean suffer, it means success. That's how I define sacrifice off the bat. Most people look at sacrifice and think of, I've got to give something up, or I have to trade something in, or I have to take something away. And they often connect sacrifice with a word or with something that, like, when they describe it, makes it not attractive. Like, you don't sacrifice based off of, I guess, what your original definition of sacrifice is, which to quit something, to and sometimes you do need to quit something, but we're going to reframe how we think about that so that it's easier to actually quit that thing as opposed to being turned off from quitting it. But sacrifice, like giving up something or trading something, right? People often say, you got to sacrifice your time in the gym. You got to sacrifice some time in the kitchen if you want to, change your body, get rid of the jelly on your stomach, the man boobs that you got, your love handles. You got to sacrifice X for Y, and that's the only way to get it. And yes, in a sense, it is true. Sacrifice is the only way to change many things in your life, if not everything. And there's nothing wrong with it. I want to make the point here with you guys and girls that sacrifice is required, it's mandatory, and it's also not as ugly as you actually are making it out to be. It's a lot more attractive than you think it is. Because, as I said, in my definition and in my attempt to reframe how you think about sacrifice, I want to let you know that sacrifice does not mean suffer, it means success. All right? Like, let's go. I'm gonna go all the way clean here. I'm gonna break it down for you. I wish it was easy too. I wish we could just want it and then have it. I wish I could just want $1 million and have it. I wish I could want a Lamborghini and have it. You probably wish you could look like Chris Hemsworth and just have it, right? Or if you're a girl, look like Kim Kardashian and just have it, right? But we all wish for shit. Like, as I just told you, I would love to win and I wish if this happened, this would be absolutely crazy, to win the Olympia naturally, which is absolutely delusional and a crazy fucking statement to say. Like, I'm laughing so hard inside just even for thinking about that. But we want shit, right? We all want something in our lives. We want to change something. We want to do something. And we wanting it isn't enough. All right. It starts our desire. It starts the path for us to move in that direction. But wanting it alone isn't going to do anything. Right? If we could just wish for it and just have it, everyone would have what they want. But it'll never work that way. We must give to get. We must sacrifice, quotation marks. We must give in order to get. It's the law of the universe. It's like gravity. We can't do anything about that, right? This transactional behavior exists for everything, even your existence. Yes, you listening to this. All right? You listening to this. Your parents had to give you life for you to be alive. Your stomach has to give you the feeling of hunger to be fed. You must give your plants water for them to grow. Every single thing on this planet, and probably a few things else off of this planet, require something to be given in order for you to get. The give and get, the trade off, everything is a trade off. It's the balance of the universe. We can't change it. And the moment that we stop giving is the moment we stop getting and essentially start dying. You stop giving your body food, you'll start dying. You stop giving your body exercise, your body's going to slowly wither away. Okay? You stop giving your plants water, we know what happens. Stop feeding your pets, good game, right? If you never fed yourself, you wouldn't be here. If you, like, again, stopped watering your plants, they would die. There are things, how am I going to break this down to you? Giving is what keeps us alive on all scales. Like every kind of giving keeps us alive. Not even for the things that we want, right? Not even for the things that we want. It's for everything, especially for the things that we want, though, because those are the things that we want to control. And the most common things that we give for the things that we want to control. So, say we want to control the way we look, our shape. Some people will go get surgery for a liposuction. So, what do? They give their money for that operation so that they can get their liposuction, so that they can get the result, right? Some people give money to, we'll say, lawyers. And what do they want? They want the outcome of a successful case. So they give money in exchange for the time that the lawyer will give, because the lawyer is giving something and also getting money, and you're giving money and also getting results. The same thing goes with coaches, with therapists, with the fucking gas station pump, right? You give money, you get gas. These are the things that we want, right? But the main things that we spend as human beings to get what we want, it's not only money, but it's also time. Money and time are the top two variables, in my opinion, or at least the top two most popular ways that we can sacrifice and get a result. Okay. And just to reiterate, my definition of sacrifice is a synonym for success. I think sacrifice is just another word for success, because there is no success without sacrifice. There is no getting without giving. And in this case, for most human beings, if they want to change their body, if they want to change the state of their life, their house, their car, most things, relationships even, they're going to be giving up one of two things, if not both: money or time. Want a better relationship? You're going to have to put some time into it. Shit, you might even want to put some money into it and go on a vacation or buy some fucking flowers. I don't know. I'm not you. All right. Money and time are the two things. Want to change your body? You can also hire a coach. Yeah, you can do that for sure. But you're going to have to, quote unquote, sacrifice your time so that you can actually stay in the gym long enough for results that will help you get rid of the fat and build the muscle, get rid of the man boobs, the love handles, the gelatinous belly. You have to trade that off, either money or time or both. It's a give and get nature with this planet, with this universe. Everything is give and get, down to the fucking atoms, right? Down to the protons, all that shit. And you see, like, none of these things are really sacrifices if they're necessary for your survival. That's another thing I want to bring up to you. Nothing really is a sacrifice. It's kind of just necessary. You know what I mean? Like, is it a sacrifice for you to give money to the gas station pump to get gas so that your car runs? Is that a sacrifice, or is that just necessary for your car to run? So if we can think about it that way, why don't we think about it the same way when we are looking at our physiques, when we want to change our body, when we want to change our mind, our relationships with other people, the house that we live in, the car that we drive? Why is it all of a sudden a quote unquote sacrifice if we're just doing what's necessary, if we're just doing what's required. Think about that for a second. Seriously. Talking sense to you right now, for real. Shit, even I needed to hear this. For real. Right? So again, if things are necessary for your survival or they're just mandatory and you can't live without them or you wouldn't want to live without them, then everything you do to keep them in your life is not a sacrifice. It's just necessary. It's just required. Is it a sacrifice for you to cook food and put your time into cooking just so you can eat? Is that a sacrifice? Oh, I got to spend so much time to cook because I'm hungry and I got to eat. I'm sacrificing my time for food. Nobody thinks like that. So why do we think that way when it comes to changing our bodies in terms of, going to the gym? Oh, I don't have time. I can't sacrifice the time because X, Y, and Z. Oh, you know what? I don't really have the knowledge. I don't have the know-how. I don't have the motivation or support. I know I could hire a coach, but man, I don't have the money or I don't want to, spend the money, invest the money in myself so that I can actually get the result. You're going to tell yourself a whole bunch of shit that either is a really good excuse or a really good excuse. They're the same thing. And unless you realize it, you're going to be stuck in the same patterns and everything is going to feel like a quote unquote sacrifice. And it's not going to be, you won't feel, it's not a sexy feeling. You don't want to fucking, sacrifice or give something up or have to trade in, right? Like when keep it in that mental frame of like, not doing something because it's not appealing because you have to give something for it, it takes away not only the joy of when you do actually do succeed with a thing, but it takes away the entire motivation for you wanting to do it in the first place. And it doesn't even have to be only money, as I said. It could just be time for just simple shit. Simple shit. Yeah, you might say you sacrifice time at work, so that you can make money. Sure. But you're not going to say that you sacrifice spending time with your kids, right? So that you don't do whatever you want to do on your own time. And if you do think that way, then honestly, that's you. But that's kind of weird. But like if you have kids and you say, I gotta sacrifice lying down in bed to play with my kids and make them happy. You already know I'm going with that. Right. So that's it. Some shit is just necessary, man. Some things are just necessary. And even if they are quote unquote sacrifices, that shouldn't deter you from wanting to do the thing because there's no such thing as success without a sacrifice. There is no such thing without getting there's no such thing as getting without giving. Excuse me. All right? And until you understand that until you understand that like sacrifice isn't a bad thing, it's really not a bad thing at all. It's not as bad as you make it out to be. It's not as big as a trade-off as you fucking think it is because you sacrifice like daily, absolutely. Fuck. If you're listening to this right now, you are sacrificing your time. Period. That's like you want success, right? You want to get better. You want to learn something today. You want to improve. So you tuned into the Meathead on the Mic podcast on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're seeing this, Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this. You tuned in because you want the message or you want the value or you want the knowledge and you sacrificed your time. You gave me your time and your attention so that I could deliver the value to you. I could tell you a little bit of a story. I could teach you something you may not already know, and I could connect with you. Sacrifice is necessary for human survival. Period, point blank. No ifs, ands, or buts. It literally comes down to the core of our nature as humans. Survival is success because I'll put it on. I'll just bring it up and be 100% honest with you here. In order to survive, you must sacrifice. And if your generation or your lineage, the last name of your family, your genetics, survives long enough for you to be born from the dawn of human beings being created, they succeeded in surviving and they succeeded in sacrificing, right? So ultimately, you are a success based off of your ancestors' sacrifice in order to survive. Does that make sense? So just guys, girls, detach the notion that you have to sacrifice X for Y and looking at that as like a negative thing or as an unsexy, unappealing thing that derails you from wanting to do anything in the first place, because it's not that way. It's literally not that cutthroat. We sacrifice on a daily basis. As I said, you are sacrificing your time listening to this right the fuck now with no hesitation. So why is it that there's a hesitation whenever you're sacrificing for shit that you actually want? You want to sacrifice, you want to, lose your belly before the New Year's hit around, like comes up, and you want to change your body, you want to burn the fat, you want to build the muscle, you want to, whatever it is, change your house, you want to buy a car. But sacrificing money just isn't that appealing, is it? Getting what you want is appealing. Absolutely. You want the hot body, you want the car, whatever it is. Like that, the wanting part is so easy. Like that's what makes us, that it motivates us. That's the best part. But trading shit in for it is not the best part, apparently. Am I clear? Is that how you feel? That's how you feel? Just honestly give yourself a second to take this message in. Because it guys, girls, sacrifice you're doing it every single second, even unconsciously. Every second, even like you are sacrificing the carbon dioxide in your lungs for fresh new oxygen to go back into your lungs so that you can stay alive and breathe clean air. Right? Isn't that it? You were giving to get, right? You're giving the carbon dioxide and you're getting fresh oxygen. No? Is that not a sacrifice? Are you not succeeding at being alive right now? It's down to the fucking molecular. It's not that cutthroat. It's not something that you should be thinking about a lot. It's, do I want something? Yes or no? Okay. What is required for me to get it? What do I have to do in order to get it? Do I got to give up this? Do I got to give up that? Guys and girls, mainly it's money or time. And to be honest with you, there are so many free resources nowadays, especially when it comes to training and, losing body fat. You could go to Google, get a little fucking cookie cutter nutrition plan, go on YouTube, get your favorite fitness influencer's workout, which might not be the best. It's still something. And if you just sacrifice your time to go into the gym and apply what you've learned, you would get something in return. It's not like you would get nothing. You would get something, whether it's you lose half a pound, whether it's you just feel better, you don't even change, whether you lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it is. You will give your time in order to get results. You will give or invest your money in order to get results. Sacrifice, guys and girls, down to the molecular level. We don't think about sacrificing carbon dioxide for fresh oxygen, right? It just sort of happens. It's necessary and it's unconscious. Like we never think about sacrificing oxygen or sacrificing carbon dioxide for oxygen. We don't do that. For the same reason that I believe we shouldn't think too long about sacrificing any bad thing for a good thing in return. If you have a problem thinking about investing time and resources into yourself to burn fat and build muscle, there's a fucking problem. You think too much. You're one of those people that like to overthink and never get anything done. Sacrifice is literally a mindless transaction. It happened since the dawn of time, and it's the reason why you're here. There's something that you're not admitting. And now that you're listening to this, you know exactly what that is. And you attach sacrifice with your fear of hard work, with your fear of fucking up, with your lack of patience. That's what you attach sacrifice with. It just fucking twists your stomach when you talk about it because of those feelings. And it doesn't have to be that way. You have the power to give yourself full permission and set yourself free of that definition of sacrifice. Because guys and girls, I want you to adapt this and just fucking download it into your brain. My definition for sacrifice is a synonym for success. Sacrifice means success. Sacrifice means I will just do what's required. I'll give whatever it is. If it's time, if it's money, if it's attention, I'll give it in order to get what I want. Sacrifice is success. Without sacrificing carbon dioxide, you would not be able to take in the new oxygen and succeed at being alive. Without sacrifice, again, cooking your food, as I talked about earlier, right? It's that simple. It goes down to the fucking basics. And you got to give yourself permission to honestly set yourself free of the fear of fucking up, the fear of hard work, and the fear of patience and procrastination and all those subconscious fears. Because once you do give them up and you stop attaching them to the words sacrifice, and you understand that sacrifice is just honestly another word for success, you will be able to enhance the quality of your life by giving what you have to get what you want in order to succeed in changing your physique, your bank account, and your whole entire life. Does that make sense? Sit with that for a little bit. Let that one download into your brain. Let that one marinate. All right. That's it. That's all. If you like this episode, share it out with a friend. I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you guys and girls today. Don't forget to screenshot and share this podcast on your Instagram story. Tag me. It would really go a long way. Share this out to a friend who needed to hear the message that you just heard today. All right. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. IFBB PRO, Matt Butale, signing out. Peace. All right, we recorded there. I'm going to look at some of the comments here on TikTok quickly. I'm going to go downstairs to eat a meal. And then going to go take my ass to the gym, man. Got some work to do. We do not miss. Okay, what's going on here? Painkillers, what it is, what's good. Let's see. Yeah, appreciate the support, everybody that joined, man. Justin, Golden Genetics. Gabriel, what's good? Arshot. Powen, what's up? Jack, what's good? Jay, love is greater. Many, what's up? Kale, awesome. Okay, let's see here. Charles says, all right, but how do you define success? I define success, honestly, is just getting what you want by doing what's required. Because anything, like if you want to win a fucking game of chess, you're going to sacrifice your time to learn how to win chess. And honestly, just whatever it is to increase your skills so that you can just succeed at winning, right? Success can mean winning a competition, winning a game, getting what you want. Success is just the best outcome. I'll say that. I'll define success as the best outcome. So if sacrifice means success and success means the best outcome, then you are just doing what you need to do in order to get the best outcome. Is that clear? Olive says, what did they say? Success is doing something good and doing it over and over again. Again, if that's your definition, it's a good one. Definitely. I don't disagree with that one. Charles says, I don't like the idea of success because then just living isn't enough. You have to be successful. No, see, this is where I think we fall off. And I actually do appreciate you actually mentioning that, because I do appreciate, people that aren't sitting ducks and that actually engage. So you can still have that idea of success being winning or getting whatever it is that you want, but you don't always first of all, you don't have to always succeed. That's the first thing. And the second thing is you won't always succeed. Even if you do put in the time, even if you do put in the money, even if you do put in the attention and the reps, you don't always just succeed because you try. There have been times where I've put in some effort for competitions that I didn't win. I sacrificed. I should have succeeded. But by my definition or my standard of what success was, which is winning, I didn't succeed, right? I placed second. So I succeeded on some terms, right? I didn't come dead last, but I didn't win like I wanted to. And see, just because I didn't win doesn't mean that aiming to be successful isn't worth it. Part of being successful is not fucking being attached to it, as weird as that sounds, and as ironic as that sounds. Because if you're okay with failing, then you're okay with trying again and sacrificing whatever you have to sacrifice to do what's required to actually get the outcome you want, right? But that's a really good ad there. I like that, Charles. Thanks for throwing in your 2 cents. I appreciate it. He says, which in my opinion is a little toxic. So he was talking about what he was talking about before. Yeah, if you think about it that way, it is a little toxic. I do agree with you. How do I motivate myself to start gym, bro? You don't motivate yourself. You discipline yourself. You just do it, man, as Nike says. And that is that kind of the most horrible way to put it, as blunt and straightforward as it is. But just to be 100% honest with you, if you have to motivate yourself to go to the gym, I understand most people that are starting up, they're new, they don't really want to go, and they might struggle with motivation. But you have to understand, whatever it is that you want from the gym, that body, whether it's to just lose some fat or to build the most shredded body known on the surface of the earth, you're going to have to sacrifice full effort and your time, not just in the gym, but in the kitchen, and maybe even money too, right? Maybe even money. Okay. And if we can understand that, then let's be honest here. Motivation isn't really that much of a factor. because you will do what is required in order to get the desired result, right? Which means going to the gym anyway, eating clean anyway. So if you have to motivate yourself, it's because you're not sacrificing and you're not doing what is required. You're just doing your best, which isn't enough. You have to do what's required. It says, okay, but Thugger is still okay. I'm not going to read that. Some people are just kids here. You watch UFC? Yeah, I watch UFC, man. You look like RZ. I don't even know who that is, but honestly, I hope that's a good-looking person because I like to think I look good. Jim, get your work out. A lot of cowbells. Yeah, man, totally. You kill me. You crack me up. All right, people. That is it. That is all. I appreciate you for tuning into today's episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention. IFBB PRO Matt Butale signing all the way out. You know what time it is. I'll see y'all again soon. Peace.